UKIP says its General Secretary faces being expelled from the party if he's found guilty of allegations of impropriety over candidate selection. Roger Bird has denied that he sexually harassed a recently recruited UKIP candidate. Natasha Bolter told The Times that Mr Bird propositioned her over dinner on the day he interviewed her as a prospective candidate. Well, Norman Smith is in Westminster and can tell us more. Norman, how embarrassing is this for UKIP?
Well, they're embarrassing in the sense that it fuels the narrative, the perception of UKIP as basically a bunch of middle-aged men in blazers with rather outdated sexist views. But there's also a more practical damage to UKIP in that Roger Bird is not just another UKIP official, he is their top official, he is their General Secretary, he is the man who runs the party machine, indeed the man who was specifically brought in the summer to shake up the UKIP organisation, to give it a more streamlined, organised, disciplined, coherent approach. He has now been taken out of the picture. I'm told by UKIP people that when the disciplinary committee meets to consider the report which UKIP got a human resources team to conduct into these allegations, when they meet to consider that report, if they find he has abused his position, that if he has sexually harassed Natasha Bolter, then he will be sacked and expelled from the party. So in that sense, it is not just embarrassing, it is damaging to the perception of UKIP, but it also has a practical implication in terms of the organisation and the nuts and bolts of the party.
Well, to pick up your first point, that obviously it will, in some people's mind, reinforce the image of middle-aged men in suits with sexist views. So Natasha Bolter will be a loss for the party.
Well, she's more than a loss. It's who she is and what she represents. It's not just she's a young woman. She's from an ethnic minority, and to cap it all, she's a former Labour campaigner. So she ticks absolutely every box that UKIP at the moment are trying to tick in terms of reaching out beyond their core vote. But I come back to the point, I mean, I think the real damage is the perception that UKIP have a problem with women. And I go back to the row, you remember a couple of years ago at their party conference with Godfrey Bloom, the MEP talking about women as sluts, even, you know, Nigel Farage the other day getting into a tangle over his comments about breastfeeding in public. The one sort of caveat I would enter is that, goodness me, we have seen UKIP in innumerable rough and tumbles and scrapes and front page scandals and embarrassments. And again they've showed an extraordinary resilience and ability to shrug their shoulders and carry on. And again they've showed an extraordinary resilience and ability to shrug their shoulders and carry on. And again they've showed an extraordinary resilience and ability to shrug their shoulders and carry on.